welcome back to the farmhouse. What a beautiful day. It's so sunny. I'm sorry I missed a week. I'm very aware of burnout and kind of getting to the point where you're just exhausted. And last week I was there. So my brain went to, what can I drop to lighten my load? And unfortunately, that was YouTube. So I'm back this week with another video and some exciting news, a number of exciting things. Here comes Bear. This young man is out of hibernation. For anyone new, this is Pete. Pete is actually a girl. I know that makes no sense. I inherited Pete 7 years ago from a little old lady that lived next door to me, and he outlived her. And she basically said to me, if I die, will you take him? And I said, of course. And ever since, he's been with me. He's hibernated. I think he went into hibernation in, I feel like it was October last year. And then I had a message from my mum last week to say, don't forget, it's getting warm. You need to check Pete. And I went and found his box. He'd worked his way to the top, so was obviously ready. They can sense it, which is incredible. And out he came. So Pete has to be bathed morning and evening, or as much as possible, while transitioning from hibernation back to daily life. And hasn't yet eaten, and it can take a while. I mean, I had him aged pretty much the first year we took him on, and they were like, oh, he's over 100. So we don't really know how old he is. Old. But yeah, he's good. So he's spending the nights in the house, pottering around, and then in the daytime when the weather warms up and the sun's out, he's going out in the garden. But I'm just being a bit cautious of the frosts and the cold nights that we're having, and I don't want him to get confused and try and go back into hibernation. The next exciting thing to report was that yesterday I turned 41, which feels old. I feel old. But it was a really good opportunity to reflect back on last year. I find birthdays a really good time to look back and be like, where was I last year and where am I now? And I'll be honest, I couldn't be happier about where I am now. Last year on my birthday, I weighed about 5 stone. I couldn't eat. I was in utter mental and physical turmoil. And I barely held it together to be able to spend an hour with my family. And it was a really scary year, really, prevalent birthday. And I just look back now and I'm like, I can go to the gym, I've got energy, and I've got this newfound understanding of when my body says no, it means no. So when I'm tired or I feel too stressed, rather than ignoring it now, I'm like, right, I need to deal with this. So yeah, it was a day of seeing friends, speaking to friends. We had people around last night for food, and it was a really nice day. Brad treated me to a beautiful stand mixer, which I've wanted for a really long time. So there's no excuse now to not make loads of cakes. I think I might make one today. And yeah, it was just a lovely day. But I took stock, and I was like, wow. Like, look where I am now compared to where I was last year. It's unrecognisable. So yeah, proud of myself for that. The third and potentially most exciting thing is that I have been given the go-ahead to get some chickens. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. I found out, I asked the question I feel like it was last Monday. And I went into it prepared for a no, because, it's not for everyone. Chickens can be a bit messy on the ground. And they were like, sure. So I haven't done my usual Georgie reaction of going, oh my God, I'm going to make this happen in 3 hours. I've taken my time. I've sat with it. I've made my plan slowly. And I'm kind of sat on the fence at the moment as to whether I build the coop myself or buy one, because they're very expensive and I'm very capable. So there is this mixed vibe of, do I commit to making it and get the satisfaction of knowing I made it for a lot less money, obviously, but a lot more effort? Or do I just find an affordable one online and go for it? I'm struggling to find exactly what I want at the moment, so we'll see. But there it is. So it's Saturday today. I'm just unloading the dishwasher after all of our guests last night, get everything straight, get myself dressed, and then onwards with the day. We don't really have a plan for the day, just going to see where it goes. Just got to the gym, and literally as I pulled in and found a parking space, the heavens opened. So I'm just playing a little fun game where we wait until it clears, because I really don't want to get wet. I try and wash my hair no more than 3 times a week, and if it gets wet with the rain, it just reverts into like frizz, and I have to wash it and blow dry it again. So there is method to my laziness. You guys can probably hear it. It's like heavy, heavy, heavy. Right, let's get this gym session done and then get home. I'm going to make everyone bacon and egg baps, bacon and egg sandwiches when I get back. And then it is time to do some stuff in the garden. If the weather holds off, I picked up a hydrangea. I popped into B&M and picked up a hydrangea because I've got probably 15 empty pots that I need to put something in, so... Right, we're home from the gym. Everybody has had their bacon and eggs. And now it's just an afternoon of folding up, washing, cleaning bits and bobs. And the hydrangea I bought, I want to pot. And I want to put some seeds in the conservatory. So that's what I'm going to do. The gym wasn't productive, I'll be honest. I really struggle. In luteal, I can't lift even half what I can lift weight-wise in follicular, and it really irritates me because I go and I work out and I'm like, why can't I do what I was doing? I feel weak. But what I have to remember is that my body is doing some funky stuff on the inside, and that is taking up an awful lot of energy inside my body. So have to just keep trying to focus on that. And remember that in about 10 days, I will be able to carry on lifting as normal, full of energy, just part and parcel of being a woman. So this time last year, I saved loads of seeds and I put them all in this little basket, and I've got loads left over in here that weren't ever quite finished, so we should have enough to start getting some stuff growing, which is exciting. Honestly, I can't tell you the joy I felt watching things grow from seeds. Still, I'm sure this year again will blow my mind how incredible it is that from something so tiny, you've then got something to eat.